I'm JorSheck, a detective with a reputation for being one of the best in the business. Or at least, I used to be. It's been a long day, and I'm just trying to get through the paperwork on this latest case. Nothing out of the ordinary, routine stuff, like filling out reports and following up on leads. Just another day at the office. But then my phone rings, and everything changes. "Detective JorSheck, we've got a body," my partner says, his voice laced with urgency. "Meet me at the scene." I grab my coat and head out into the night, not knowing what to expect. As I arrive, I'm hit with the stench of death, acrid and overpowering. My gut twists as I take in the scene before me. It's a young woman, no more than 25. Her eyes are frozen in a permanent stare, her skin pale and clammy. I can see the fear etched on her face, even in death. This was no robbery or accident. This was a calculated, cold-blooded murder. I get to work, collecting evidence and questioning witnesses. But as the hours tick by, I realize that something's off. The more information I gather, the less sense it makes. It's like looking at a puzzle with missing pieces. Every clue leads me further down the rabbit hole, but I can't shake the feeling that I'm getting nowhere. I start to feel my frustration growing, my mind racing with every possible scenario and suspect. And then, just as I think I've got it figured out, something new comes along and blows everything apart. Days turn into weeks, and I find myself losing sleep over this case. My partner's patience is wearing thin, but I know I'm close. If only I could crack the code, get inside the killer's head, but every door I try leads to a dead end. And then, something shifts. A tiny spark of an idea takes hold, and I'm off and running again. But as I dig deeper, I start to notice things that make me uneasy. The more I learn, the more I realize that the truth is far more sinister than anyone could have imagined. I'm starting to lose my grip on reality. Sleepless nights, constant caffeine, and the weight of this case are all taking their toll. My partner started to distance himself from me, worried about my mental health. But I know what's at stake here. This is more than just a murder, it's a matter of justice. I start to take shortcuts. Little ones at first. Skimming the surface of the evidence, looking for anything that might give me an edge. And then, one night, I find myself in a dark alley, staring down a suspect who doesn't have an alibi, or won't admit to having one. "Look, JorSheck," he growls. "I don't know what you're looking for, but whatever it is, it's not here." I flash my badge and push him against the wall. "Listen, pal, I'm getting tired of your games. Tell me what happened to her." He gives a sly smile. "You'll never find out." I slam him into the wall again. "Try me." And then, nothing. The suspect's gone, vanished into thin air. That's when it hits me. Desperation is setting in. I'm so close, but yet so far. And that's when I start to take bigger and bigger risks. Unethical methods start to creep into my investigation, questionable sources of information, underhanded tactics, and before I know it, I'd lost all sense of right and wrong. I'm starting to lose myself in this case. My partner's at his wit's end, but I don't care. I need to solve this. I have to. The evidence starts to pile up, but nothing makes sense. It's like the killer is playing a twisted game with me, leaving clues and then snatching them away. And I'm getting more and more desperate by the hour. I'm starting to question everything. My own sanity, my reputation, even my morals. Am I compromising myself for the sake of justice? Or am I just losing my grip on reality? The streets start to blur together. The sounds, the smells. It's all a haze. I'm moving on autopilot now, fueled by coffee and adrenaline. I get a call from an anonymous tip. Look for the symbol. But every lead ends in a dead end. Or worse, another body turns up, with the same symbol carved into their chest. My partner's at his wit's end. He's had enough of my antics, and rightly so, but I know I'm close. I can feel it. I start to investigate on my own, ignoring protocol, ignoring ethics, just getting closer and closer to the truth. It takes me down dark alleys to shady corners of town. I've lost count of how many times I've had to fight off my own doubts and fears. But I won't stop until this case is cracked. And then, in a moment of clarity, it hits me. This whole thing was a ruse. A distraction from the real killer. I'm left standing alone, staring at the symbol carved into the wall. It's not just a symbol, it's a warning. The game's changed, and I know I have to play by new rules if I want to catch this guy before he strikes again. Please subscribe to Kitchen Tech, and we love you.